My name is Alet and I live in Langebaan on the west coast. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and I couldn't function properly anymore. I had 2 young children to raise and I couldn't walk properly, I couldn't talk properly, and I lost the vision in one of my eyes, my right eye. After the birth of my first child, I lost the vision in my right eye, and when my second child was born, I became a cripple on the right side of my body, so that I would fall and I couldn't walk properly anymore. And if you know anything about multiple sclerosis, it's a horrible disease and it is debilitating, to say the least. So energy is non-existent. And yeah, so from that point of view, you lose your confidence because you don't know if you step out of the house, will you be able to walk properly? If you're talking to somebody, will you stop talking properly mid-sentence? But the worst part of it to me was the continual exhaustion that you were faced with. Even if you get up in the morning, you're exhausted. My mother actually heard about ozone treatment for multiple sclerosis, and at first I was very skeptical, but she insisted and said, she basically begged me to do it, and I'm very happy that I did. When I started the ozone treatment, the therapist told me that I shouldn't expect any changes before the first 3 treatments. And he said that just persist, because it will get better. And being very skeptical, of course I said, yeah, it won't really. But after the 3rd treatment, for the first time, I could feel sensation in my right arm that I didn't have before. And I didn't want to tell anybody, but by the 4th one, I could feel even sensation coming back to my big toe, which I haven't had for 15 years. So by then I knew that I didn't know what was happening, but I knew that something was happening, something positive was happening. And since then, it has just progressively been better. Every single time I did it, it improved, my condition improved. So much so that I can actually now tell you that I function 100% normal. There's no residue of multiple sclerosis in my life whatsoever. And the only thing I did differently was ozone. I can categorically tell you that I will never be without ozone ever again. It has changed my life. People that meet me now are still very disbelieving when they say, aren't you crippled anymore? How can you have changed so much? How can your life have changed so much? And that is just purely from ozone. So I know that whatever comes my way, I am far more interested in natural health now than I have ever been. But I also know that come what may, at least there's ozone. Whatever I do wrong, I can always counter it with ozone. And my life, the quality of my life will only improve with ozone. So I do try and make a point of getting ozone treatment at least once every 2nd week. Okay, after my initial treatment and the fact that I could feel that the symptoms of my MS changed so much, I was very fortunate that I could then buy an ozone chamber, and well, I would never be without it again. It is a part of my life. As I said, very skeptical at first, not believing. I have come from being a cripple to some extent, to doing the Argus cycle race, to doing hiking, jogging, whatever. I live a 100% active lifestyle. So people now also believe that ozone has changed my life. It also meant that lots of people that I do come into contact with now also try ozone, because they've known me and what I was like, and now they look at me and they say, okay, what did you do? And I can say, okay, it's ozone, plus all the other positive things, but definitely ozone was the trigger.